Hi, everybody.
He sounds important.
Hopefully, y'all can hear us, but welcome back to Half Drawn Tabletop, Part 14. Thank you all for joining us, those of you who are here. We are currently catching up on what we just did last time. So, to recap, last time on D&D, our band of intrepid adventurers had decided to try and make their way up the Genseyama, the transient world mountain. And in doing so had to deal with the Tengu, who were guarding the path. Without a whole lot of fanfare, a battle broke out basically immediately, which led to an extremely violent and bloody fight. Our warriors here were victorious, slaying the Tengu as they seemed to disappear in bursts of black feathers. After completing that battle, they headed further up the mountain, ended up taking a turn inwards between two mountainous cliffs into a thick area of mist, and found themselves set in front of a temple that seemed to have been built inside the mountain itself. The cliff faces up either side, and the mist coiling around a bridge made of roots and branches, basically like a root network connecting the two sides, to massive stone statues of Tengu, with actual Tengu lining along them, and a Tengu that they had fought initially, currently awaiting them. Upon their arrival, some conversation was had, some discussion of Ieyasu and the holy quest that the heroes had been sent on. This Tengu was able to summon and pull the seven-branch spear away from Zavis, causing it to teleport to his hand, thereby proving that it was, in fact, the real deal, if nothing else. And then he tried to take it from you. The lot of you, of course, jumped on this opportunity to stop him, and another fight broke out. It was even bloodier than the last, extremely difficult, but you managed to make your way forward and defeated all of the enemies. As the dust, metaphorical such as it was, settled, and you all kind of were taking a moment to breathe, you had heard the clapping coming from one of the temple doors ahead of you. As you turned to look, you saw a very larger than all of the others, Tengu wearing deeply red-scaled armor, and had a naginata leaned up against the wall. A helmet of sorts as well presented, and the large, kind of bushy white mustache. This Tengu introduced himself as Sojobo, and said that you, the party, had proven yourselves worthy of an audience. And so he finishes his praise of you, turns, grabs his sizable naginata off the wall, and then begins to move inwards through these large, open double doors. You guys are all pretty well beaten up at this point. What would you like to do?
Follow him for now.
Yeah.
All right. As you make your way inside,
Drag him twice dead body.
you notice that, you've taken some beatings. As you make your way inside, the mist does not follow you. And as you look inside, it seems to be an old, overgrown, sanctuary garden. It seems that the various plants, the various small trees and flower beds and shrubs that are surrounding in this space, kind of growing over old, dilapidated statues and masonry, have all been cared for to some degree. There are ponds here and there that seem to be filled with small schools of koi fish and other similarly colorful underwater life. You see actually, I'll just set it on the map here so that you all can see it. Actually, let me gather you really quick, because that might be relevant and important. God damn it. There you go. I'll just put you guys like this. You guys will be able to arrange yourselves whenever you decide.
Ah, what the hell?
I don't like that.
What in the Junji Ito?
Yes. So you see this place looks to be like an interior garden, and you do see sunlight streaming down from within, although it's hard to kind of tell as you look up because the walls go up and there is no definitive ceiling, although it does seem to get narrower and narrower. And the plant life grows up these walls. So you see like thick, kind of angled, short, stumpy, but very hardy looking trees as they kind of line the interior of this space. And this guy actually is supposed to be bigger than that. You see, sitting in front of this pond here, this water feature, the large Tengu individual, the helmet taken off and placed to one side, the Naginata kind of laid down next to him. He is fully armored in this red scaled armor, and his expression is fierce. He has the broad, bushy white mustache and the long pointed nose. His hair is receded, it seems, for the most part, but only comes off of the back of his head almost like a mane. And behind him you see a sizable creature, with the body relatively the shape of a lion, but with the head of like a feral, like ape or baboon. It's just a large, like primate-like face, relatively primate, burly in the upper body, and down its back running kind of a ridge of scales and along to a long tail that curves around like a scorpion's stinger. And it lays there, adorned in some almost ceremonial-looking bits of armor and, barding of sorts, as it lays, its front limbs crossed and its head resting to one, its head kind of lulled to one side and resting. You can hear this deep breathing as this thing just continues to breathe in and out. It's massive, powerful lungs causing this just very faint drone that fills the space. But beyond that, you hear the sound of running water and moving through this water feature, and the various rustle of the plants and whatnot, as if the garden itself was filled with small animal life, although looking around you don't see anything. The place is serene, in a sense. It's really hard to kind of place the feeling that it gives you, but it's got a very meditative feel about it. This Sojobo, as he introduced himself, sits there, his legs crossed, and it seems that he has a small tea set that has been set up, and he is currently brewing a pot of tea. It's obviously a sizable pot, considering he's larger than all of you, but the cups themselves are relatively small compared to him. And as he's currently attending a small, just a little tinder fire that is being used to heat the pot, he looks up at the lot of you and gestures. And as you notice, every movement that he makes, there's no wasted motion. Everything is meticulous and deliberate as he kind of arrays his hand out in a slow arc in front of the pool opposite him and kind of nods to the lot of you. Yes, Ark.
The Ark will approach.
Okay. How do you approach? Where do you seat yourself? Do you remain standing?
Did he? So where he's brewing his tea, did he gesture like wherever he seemed to have gestured to?
He gestured to the lip of the pool opposite him. So to show you, he gestured to right about in this area. And you see that the space itself is well manicured and looks like the grass has been flattened previously. It looks like this pool is something that the Tengu do sit around. Yes, Ray.
The token's not on the board.
What?
Yours is not? That's right, because you were ways away. Sorry. You were down here. Dink. I gotcha.
Yeah, I'll go up and sit by the pool with Ark. Eyeing the big creature.
Make sure to take a spot not too close to him before they're all taken.
I know, I purposely seated myself. I'm not near him. I'm like, I'm just gonna sit right here.
Ark has no idea.
You're our frontliner.
Yeah, I feel like a frontliner. Ark would like to speak to him also, once everybody's situated in their
Ark is like,
position.
Okay,
Change
so
spots with me.
you all kind of array yourselves and sit around the edge of this pool.
Ark would like to ask or address him and say, could I bother you for a cup of that?
He holds up one long finger, and you see the end of it has a sharpened nail, as if like an animal's claw. As he holds up one finger and continues his brewing. This drags on for just about 3 or so minutes. And then he very meticulously takes the pot off the heat and begins pouring the various cups, seeming to fill just enough for all of you, and as well one for himself, a slightly larger cup. And then as he finishes pouring those cups, his hand moves over them, and then he does kind of like a forward pressing motion, and the cups kind of just lift and array themselves in a fan and then slowly drift in your directions. And then he picks up his own cup, takes a deep breath of the steam coming off of it, and then just very lightly sips it and sets it down.
I'll do the same.
And he is currently seated in that, seated on his knees, sort of back on his heels position that I don't remember the name of. But there's a specific name for it.
I was
Thomas
taught
takes
that
the
when I was
tea.
like 8. I don't remember anymore.
Yeah. The tea is very hot, very simple. It is just a simple green tea, but it is very tasty. It seems to be made of some extremely high-quality ingredients.
I just down it like a shot. Dead.
It's hot.
I
I breathe
mean,
fire. I'm
I
not
would
that
like
worried about
it's
it.
a dragonborn, so
What does it taste like?
It's a green tea. Just actually make a perception check, if you would.
Perception check. You got it.
I perceive green, no purple. Shit.
12.
As far as you can tell, it's just a very high-quality green tea. If there are any other herbs or anything in it, they're extremely subtle. Yes, Ark.
We've been quiet for too long. Ark's gonna address him and be like, "You would not believe the day we've had." Not a
Think you
talker.
would.
Yes, Ray?
Question on the basically, I want to ask whether or not Ray knows anything about implications of how and what we were just served, if there are any.
The procedure here is essentially what you would do to serve guests in your home. He has brewed tea, presented it to the lot of you, and it is a thing that one does as sort of a subservient role. It's him putting himself on equal footing with you for the time being. He is clearly the lord of the house, but he has deliberately made you tea with his own hands. No servant has done it, so he is putting himself on equal footing so that you guys can speak as equals. And that's about as much as you recognize from his etiquette.
These strange new customs.
Yes, Ark?
Ruling question. For potential future things, if, say, a character was to do something in akin to roofing us, would that be considered poisoning us?
It depends specifically on what is happening, and it would depend on the substance. Not all druggings in D&D are a poisoning.
Is there
specifically.
roofinol in D&D even?
I mean, there are weird yellow-skinned people that fly around on spaceships and attack squid-faced people with silver swords, so probably.
Well, if you describe the Genki like that,
I mean, there's
They
alchemy.
ride around on dragons.
All right.
dragons are normal. Roofies are weird. True.
Okay, so Ray will chime in and say something along the lines of basically just thanking him for his hospitality, and then essentially saying, you must have some questions. Your compatriots expressed some confusion as to who we were and what we were doing.
Yes, that has been heavy on my mind.
Well, we would like nothing more than to sort it out. It seems as though you have more information than us. Perhaps a good start to the conversation would be for you to pose some of the questions.
I am curious how you came to be in possession of the seven-branch spear.
Ray will gesture over to Yukio or Cirrus or somebody else. She's beat up. She doesn't want to say something. She knows she says things wrong often, so she's just trying to avoid getting a sword through the face right now.
If the encounter 7 minutes ago was not indication enough that sometimes she pops off without
Yeah, jeez. Yukio will go ahead and say something. Well, it's as I said before, we were given it by the spirit of Ieyasu.
Or
apparently,
here
this is impossible, but that's what we all saw.
The reason that is not possible is because the spirit of Ieyasu can never gather its essence together again.
And why is that?
Have your people not taught you what the divine pilgrimage is?
I'm not from
Do I know
here,
what the
so
divine pilgrimage is?
Make a history check.
Okay.
this whole time. Wait a minute.
I got a 0, so this had to be a really good roll. Nah, I rolled a 6.
You do not remember. Architect, you had your hand up first.
Yeah, this was a rule, or not a ruling, but like a recap thing, because this was a while ago. At the very beginning, did we get the spear and everything, and the quest that we've been sent on is under the implication that big Orochi, or I think that's the name of it, Orochi is like set to return?
Yeah,
and
more or less.
Destruction?
More or less.
I thought that was the case, but I was like, man, I'd feel real dumb if my character said that, and it was like, no, you have perfect recollection, but no, it's wrong.
Yes, Ray?
17 on the history check.
The divine pilgrimage is the charge of every emperor that rules over Tairiku. It is their charge to attain enlightenment, to meditate and learn about the world until they achieve enlightenment, and then they take a pilgrimage to the Yudainayama, the holy mountain that is in the center of the dragon's spine and in the center of the continent, to make their way up to the top of the mountain and sacrifice their life in order to maintain the seal on Orochi.
So I will relay my understanding of what the divine pilgrimage means. Is there anything that I know about what this implies to the spirit of the deceased?
Yeah, but what if the current emperor's dead?
Well, therein lies the complication. As you all know, the current emperor died before attaining enlightenment.
Mm-hmm.
Hence the risk of Orochi rising again. You do not understand the implication of what happens to the soul when that sacrifice is made.
I will reiterate like a schoolgirl exactly what I understand about it, and then basically just close out. We're taught nothing about what happens to the spirit of the departed.
To sacrifice one's essence on the Yudainayama is to sacrifice one's self.
What in the case of what currently happened when our emperor was murdered before he could attain enlightenment? Would that change the circumstances to which his...
Well, our current understanding is the emperor died, and Orochi is set to return because we are unable to make
Right.
the sacrifice. Hence,
So could that prompt his spirit to come back and warn us in some way?
To clarify, the emperor that was just killed recently is not
Right.
Ieyasu. There's about a 2,000.
I was thinking the same thing though. Like,
couldn't that make him come back and warn us?
yeah, like is it not theoretically possible that his spirit would like detect that there's gonna be a big problem, and then some magic in the seal like restores him long enough to give us the quest? I don't know. Seems logical to me, right?
I think it's implied that essentially his spirit just is shredded. It doesn't exist anymore. It sacrificed not only physical but spiritual essence also.
Indeed. The essence is scattered, decentralized, and spread far and wide across the continent to create a net or a blanket of sorts to keep Orochi down.
Oh, go ahead.
As you guys are mentioning the death of the recent emperor, Lee looks down into the pool and just stares.
Yes, Ray.
Does Ray have enough arcane understanding in terms of necromancy or illusion magic that might... She at the very least knows of illusion magic, so she'll kind of be muttering about that as a possibility.
Okay.
And then we did become aware that the school of magic surrounding the entity that claimed it was Ieyasu was necromantic, and I believe that was shared with the party.
And it was a Celestial.
So, yeah, I will. Since that seemed off at the time, Ray will definitely mention that. Like, I suppose it could be a facsimile or a puppeteering of some sort. We detected necromantic magics. We had assumed it was well, when one meets a long dead emperor.
Lee will look up from the pool at
Sojobo.
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 And say, perhaps you would recognize the description of the individual that we talked to. We thought that it was Ieyasu in some presentary form, but the description itself was a hooded, porcelain-skinned elf with otherworldly eyes.
And then with Architect's perfect recollection, Ray will kind of like elbow at him to prompt more detail. Sojobo looks vacant at that point.
Architect?
To be clear, Sojobo is the big guy we're having tea with, right?
Yeah, correct at the moment.
Okay. After being nudged, because he's been just listening to you all like going back and forth about this, he's going to snap out of a half-dazed trance and address Sojobo and say, am I able to speak to you as an equal and a friend?
We are not friends, but you can speak freely here.
Well, we still have time for that. We, over the last several minutes, hour, have been dealing with the semantics of who gave us this quest and who gave us this spear. We can tell you who they said they were, but at the end of the day, these extremely active pieces of Orochi that have been attacking us state that at least the one part about Orochi making a resurrection or making a return in some right is accurate. So who gave me the quest does not feel nearly as important as the outcome of if we don't do it.
So you have defeated other pieces of Orochi?
We've got some tail.
We have destroyed 2 of the pieces.
And the fangs.
Yes.
That would explain the spears recovering state.
Two?
Now, we are under the impression that there are more pieces, and we have no reason to believe that they are not just as strong, if not more powerful, with each one of these we destroy.
So what is your plan?
Well, the current trend of destroying them seems to be working pretty well. I think we were going to keep it that. Or die. I guess those are kind of the two options. Do it or die.
Or change our trajectory based on new information.
I mean, you change your trajectory into destroying the pieces.
This armor was gifted to me by Ieyasu himself. I trusted the man. He was the only mortal I have ever put my trust in. And if he believes that I should have guarded this until time immemorial, that is what I will do. And if some ghost, some facsimile, some illusion has sent you on a path of destruction wielding a weapon you do not understand, I simply cannot allow it. You meddle with forces you do not comprehend.
We comprehend that the world is at risk. Is that not enough? We're willing to put our lives on the line to see that it's not destroyed, and yet you deny us.
He has a point, though. We don't know whether we're being manipulated by other forces. If
What would be
Ieyasu...
the purpose of it? Of having us destroy the parts of Orochi? What kind of nefarious purpose would there be in doing so?
Well, if that were the solution to all this, why not do it in the first place? Why not Ieyasu do it himself?
I believe the reasoning was that he was too powerful to be completely destroyed. And so he was split into 8 pieces and sealed across the land.
So why not make the pilgrimage himself?
Because he sacrificed his life to seal them all.
Oh,
He
okay.
was dead by this point.
Yeah.
Super
But
dead.
anyways,
Do you have any?
that was his plan to begin with, then why change it?
Well, because there's no emperor to succeed the seal.
Yeah, the pieces can't be sealed away, so maybe he just needs to be destroyed.
With no way to restore the seal's power, it's inevitable that Orochi's power will begin leaking, and it clearly has, into the surrounding lands, at which point, who knows what could happen. It's true. We do not understand the full circumstances, but it does seem to be helping, does it not?
Can't really tell just yet.
Ark would like to chime in right after them and say, I don't need to understand the forces I'm dealing with. Can you... And he's going to turn to... I'm going to call him Joe. And say, can you honestly tell me that Orochi will not return? Can you tell me that if he does return, you can stop him? Because if I can put my life down to save one other life, I will. Can you say that? That you would send your own life into the oblivion to save one other?
At that challenge, his face grows fierce and dark. Do not presume to know what I would or would not do for those I care about. I told Ieyasu to destroy these pieces when he first chopped them up. He said he could not. And now, some fools 2,000 years later are gallivanting around with a spear that my men forged, trying to save the world from a threat they do not understand. If Orochi is growing in power again, and could possibly break its seals, I will remain as a last line of defense with this armor to keep it away from whatever hands would try and reunite the pieces and bring back the demon dragon. So to answer your question, man, I am doing exactly that. You see he bristles.
To kind of tone the temperature down.
Yeah, that's right.
So, well, to kind of tone the temperature down, Ray will kind of come in, ears down, head down, just sort of... I don't think we have any reason to doubt your ability to hold the line. Would you have any objection with us taking the spear, going, destroying the other pieces? If we're successful, we return, we inform you, we show the spear as proof of our deed, and then you can make the determination then whether or not we're worthy to destroy the scales.
Unfortunately not. You see, you present a very severe problem. I thought the spear lost to time, yet it is here, in front of me now. And it is a most powerful tool, one that I would not let escape my grasp. I will let you leave with your lives if you leave the spear, but I cannot let it go now that it is within my reach again. It is not safe. And as much faith as I would like to put in mortals, you all may very well die, and someone much, much worse could have the spear. And that could be disastrous.
Who else could have given us the spear besides Ieyasu himself? Who else would have had the spear?
Oh shit, Mandy's here.
Hypothetically, if the one that gave us the spear wasn't who we believe it to be, would Orochi get any benefit from having this? I do find it odd that it appeared to us as Orochi started to resurface. Do you think there's any chance it's actually Orochi having us do his dirty work? Is there any way to know?
Are you familiar with... I don't know if there's a good term for this for mortals. Do you know what a fated soul is?
I don't know what most things are.
Are we going to have to make rolls, Kyler?
I was gonna say, what would that roll be? Because my character good at roll.
It would be an Arcana check at disadvantage or a religion check.
Ooh, what's my religion looking like? I have a +5 to both.
It's gonna be high, and then it rolled on to 2.
Cleric.
I hate it.
You know what? I'll
I got
hit the
one.
Arcana.
I got a total 6.
I have a strong religion, but I rolled a 2.
13 is my... fuck that! Flash it! 18.
Fated soul. You, not being from here, don't quite understand the parlance, but it rings in the back of your head as something you are vaguely familiar with, and it has to do with... It's a term you only understand in that it is referenced in certain divination-sourced material.
Wait, so me not being here, I wouldn't know it?
the term fated soul, you feel like you've heard a term that is similar that may mean the same thing, but to your recollection, it seems to have a root in divination. Like the only thing you can think of that resembles that, you remember reading as part of a text discussing divination.
Okay. Well, I was just gonna flash Yukio if that was the case, but...
No.
Alright, if it's not region locked...
A fated soul is a mortal soul who will change the world. Often for better, sometimes for worse. That is largely dependent on the choices that they make. But they are people destined to do something. Or think more accurately, it would be to say that whatever they do in their lifetime is destined to be fateful and shaping. Yes, Yukio.
At this, Yukio will chime in. And what makes you so certain that we are not fated souls? What are there, 7 of us? The 7 of us each received the same vision on different points of this continent, knowing nothing about any of the others, leading us to a shrine where we received this spear you thought lost to time. Does that not mean something?
It very well could, and my fear is that it means that 7 fated souls wield an ancient and powerful weapon and could tip this world into ruin. You may yet do great things, but the risk is incredibly high. The price to pay.
We have already done great things. We have destroyed 2 of the pieces of Orochi, which Ieyasu himself could not do. Granted, 2,000 years have passed, but the point stands.
It is a risk.
And allowing the seal to decay until Orochi releases is not? I understand your reticence, Sojobo. But I feel a risk may be necessary here.
Make a persuasion check.
Yeah.
Make a what check?
Persuasion, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, roll higher than that. That's a 13, though.
Nah, that shit's an 18.
All right, thanks. That's an 18.
Sojobo, sitting, looking very intently at the lot of you, his head kind of moving from side to side, takes another sip of his tea and sets it down. He cracks his neck, rolls his shoulders. He's massive. He's large size category. He's very, very big. And sits himself up, says, "Rest for a short time. And then we will have a contest of arms. If you succeed, I will trust you. If you fail, I take the spear, and if you deny it to me, I kill you here. Are we understood?"
Seems reasonable enough. If we are to fall here, we wouldn't be worthy for the quest we're on, so...
Take your rest. I will prepare. As he stands up, scoops his naginata off the ground, lays it over his shoulder, and turns around and walks over towards his large, very frightening pet, and begins petting its massive mane. You guys are allowed to take a short rest.
Yay!
Yeah, I don't think I get jack back from that.
Hit points.
Very much.
You guys can use your hit dice.
Oh, I don't have any health missing.
Cirrus is gonna get like 10 key points back or something.
How long does that hero's feast last for?
Full day.
Okay, so I still okay, I see you.
24 hour.
While we
Alright.
rest, are we just resting right here?
Yeah, you are able to sit and enjoy the beautiful scenery and the very nice tea, and are able to take a short rest.
So while we rest, I'm going to talk to May. May,
Mhm.
I'm wondering, this daunting figure before us does have me questioning some things. I'm wondering if there's any way that we could reach out to the goddess of prophecy, Lumini, who supposedly brought us all together for this quest. Because
Oh,
it may be that we were contacted by something else in disguise of her. And we could ask her, perhaps, directly.
I generally only have the ability to contact my own little gods. But if there's a way, I could see if I can. I don't get any ill intentions from this man, and it does make me wonder, like, what if we're helping something horrible? I
Me
think
as well.
it's good to try to reach out. I can see what I can do.
If anyone could, it would be you.
It's not me.
Any one of us.
I'd be willing to lend any help I could. I admit I do have some doubts as to the origin of our quest, but
Mm,
I'm not. Go ahead. Sorry.
we know so little, so it's so early. I don't know who to believe right now. I mean, either one seems pretty equally likely to me. Do we know what happens to the parts of Orochi when we destroy them? Are they destroyed? Are they absorbed?
I feel
don't-
like by destroying them, preventing Orochi from assuming his full power, right? I mean, if we just left the pieces be, I feel like he'd be able to reclaim his pieces and become whole again. So by destroying them.
It does seem like destroying them would prevent his return.
Right, and maybe Ioasu is in some way prevented from destroying the pieces by whatever things we can't understand now, but because we're not connected to prophecy or the Emperor, maybe we can destroy them, I'm not sure.
Go ahead, James.
Ark's gonna be sitting nearby, like kind of in a cross-legged, like meditative state, and chime into what he's been listening to from you guys. Who said we're destroying them other than what told us to destroy them? How do we know we're not collecting everything into this sphere and just bringing everything into one being?
I was about to express a similar concern. The
I
sphere
have the
does
same concern.
appear to be absorbing something from them.
Right, it is absorbing the power. I don't think May or I have noticed any sort of necrotic or evil energy from here. But I guess it's hard to say. Maybe we wouldn't notice. But
Tyler? I went out of my way to kind of familiarize myself with Orochi's presence. Would I get any sort of that presence from the spear? Would I have felt anything from the spear like that?
I mean, make an investigation check if you want. The spear is present.
Sure. Good old +0. That's a 5.
I'm not
I got
flashing
no
that.
clue.
It does not emanate with any sort of aura
Feels like
that
a
is
spear.
similar to Orochi. When you touch it, it is warm to the touch, and it's not warm in a comforting way. It is warm as if something has just recently been in a fire, and it has that like slight tingle to your hand where it like you feel like it could have burned your skin had it been just a few minutes prior and you'd grabbed it. It's that level of heat that's coming off of it, and it's odd. It gives you the impression of, like, caged lightning. Like there's something buzzing, some power inside of it that is held together with the spear. But whether that's good, whether that's bad, what its source is, what that even means is beyond you at the moment. You have no idea. You just recognize this as a powerful relic.
Yeah, to me it seems like it's just the sheer power contained in it, and that perhaps it is not meant to be wielded by mortal hands, but, you know.
I'll just kind of...
I
Yes, sorry.
think.
It's fine.
Sorry, Meg, go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I think regardless, we should make sure we get the spear back now, and once
Or wait,
whatever
did we take it?
happens after this rest of ours finishes, I'd like to find an opportunity to rest a little longer, and I'd like to try to commune with. Unfortunately, I can't commune with other deities outside of the ones that I follow, but maybe there's some chance that this information is something that they could help us with. But I think now I should save what I have left to heal all of you, just in case things go very dour.
Yes, Ark.
Ark wants to kind of like silently stand up and turn towards Joe.
Mm-hmm.
And
he's currently brushing his large beast with a very sizable brush.
Does he notice me stand up?
Not that you standing up, but the moment you take a step, his head will turn your direction.
When he does that, I'd like to courteously bow to him and then gesture towards him in a kind of silent asking if I can approach.
He gives you a small nod and continues to brush his beast.
I want to approach as close as he seems comfortable with.
How close would you like to get?
You know what? I'm going to take a step at a time and read his body language until he seems to be less comfortable, but preferably somewhat out of easy earshot if they're not eavesdropping.
Okay. Well, his reach with his weapon would be out to here.
I'm not concerned about that.
Okay.
If he...
You are, I wouldn't say out of earshot, but with the kind of babble of the water features, if you got within 10 feet of him, you could probably speak in a low enough tone that you wouldn't necessarily be overheard by your allies, unless they were deliberately listening.
And I'm going to keep it... I'm going to come within just reach of him.
Okay.
And then kneel down so that he knows I'm not, standing and preparing to attack.
Yeah. He kind of just keeps looking over his shoulder and is waiting for your response as he's kind of idly just, brushing and feeling along the side of the beast, and you just hear its deep, almost like a purring rumble coming out of it.
I guess I'll kick off with formalities. That's a beautiful creature. What is it?
This is my old friend. They are called the Nue.
Wonderful. It's a magnificent beast. Are there any others like it, or is this a one of a kind?
There are a few.
Well, though I would love to learn more about this, I assume you don't have much time for a fool, but I do have questions, and I feel as if you can fill in the holes.
Feel free to ask.
Jeez.
It has crossed my mind. Is it possible that Orochi is manipulating us? Do you think it is possible he has manipulated our group into his ends?
I do not think Orochi itself could do that in the state that it is in.
Is it possible that your spear, the construction of your spear, could be a receptacle for his spirit? Are we just gathering his spirit into the spear?
I do not know. It was not built with that in mind. but it has been 2,000 years. Something you must understand is that sometimes the things that we bring to life and the things that we give power to grow beyond what we understand of them. I have not seen that steel in 2 millennia. It is nearly as foreign to me as anything.
We are going to do everything in our power to continue our journey as we see fit to prevent Orochi from rising again. But if we fall, if we fail, or if we make a mistake, can you stop him?
I do not know. Ieyasu was singular in his ability. I do not know what mad demon or god possessed him to decide to take on Orochi, but he did, and against every odd, wielding a weapon gifted to him by my younger brother, made for him specifically. He was able to fell that which could not be killed. I was not his equal. Even I am not too proud to admit. 2,000 years has not done anything to dull my blades, but in terms of growth, I cannot say. So I do not know.
After we rest and after we successfully complete your trial, we will continue and we will destroy the pieces of Orochi. And if we fail, if it turns out we have been duped from the start, I will personally bring you the sword and you can, or the spear, and you can take it and my head if I am wrong.
If you fail, then it will all be for naught, and we will see each other in the hereafter. So I would not worry about bringing your head to me. I can find it on the other side.
Well, hopefully as our last line of defense, I make it there before you do.
Indeed. I am fond of this world, as he looks up and kind of looks around at this beautiful garden. Well, have you had your rest then? He says loud enough for all of you to hear.
Oh God, I just got done reconfiguring my character sheet. I'm out of hit die. Let's see how this goes.
I'm glad I get so many hit die.
I haven't lost any HP yet. Before we do start the trial, May is not going to draw any attention to herself, but she's going to firmly clasp her hands in front of her and go, I don't think that this will work, but if you are listening and you're able to help us, can you please find some way to let us know if this is actually Yasu's will? And I want to try to use my divine intervention.
Shuffle over and just pray with her. Like, I'm a paladin, I can do something.
I help.
All right, go ahead
I'm
and
just
roll
gonna
it.
roll a D100.
Yep.
Because that's easiest. No. Close. But no.
Close, but no cigar.
Okay, I know that you are listening and that you will help when it really matters. Thank you.
Yeah, so just for flavor's sake, Ray is like frantically going through all of her pouches and shit, like drawing power out of the rod of absorption and just and by the time he goes, "Are you guys ready?" She just looks up and goes,
Hey, Ark, you got any more of those potions?
That's a damn good question.
It's a damn fine query, my good man.
I have 1 resilience and 5 healing, and that's it.
Give me that resilience.
Wait a minute.
All right, I'll give him the resilience.
Seeing Ray go through their stuff, I'm gonna have like a light bulb moment over my head and go, "Oh my gosh, I have that pearl still. I'd like to use my pearl of power.
Okay.
Regain a spell slot.
All right.
It looks like it can be 3rd level or lower.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sojobo
rod of
turns to you.
absorption, 3.
I will get a 3rd level one.
Sojobo turns to you, Architect, and says, "I would rejoin your friends."
Ark will stand up, bow, turn, but before walking away, he would like to spit out a cheesy line and say, "Despite the outcome, I still consider you a friend," and then return to the group.
Smith him.
You just hear kind of a low chuckle.
Everyone is Ark's friend.
As you rejoin your companions, feel free to array yourselves as Sojobo turns, rolling his shoulders, grip tightening around the haft of his massive glaive. And you see his eyes kind of flare up and begin emitting this just like faint purple streamers of light.
Is it clear if we're fighting like on this whole place or in this little building or?
He said nothing, and it's not like an enclosed building, it's just kind of like a low wall that surrounds it.
Okay.
And as he turns and his eyes flare up and the grip tightens, you see this huge size category, Nue, stand up, stretch, its jaw opens, yawning, and you can just see as it shivers and shakes, you see electricity crackle down its mane and down its back.
Oh, jeez. Do I recognize this thing? Because I'm pretty sure I didn't hear what it was.
Make an Arcana check.
Yeah, I'm already doing it. 18.
It's a Nue.
Cool. And I'm guessing they're very powerful.
Very big, very scary. They breathe lightning.
Yeah.
And they are absolutely ferocious. They also make a horrifying screaming sound when they are hunting their prey. So,
Tip.
Joyous.
Yeah. Zavis, your camera is dead.
What?
Yeah.
It's not.
I think Discord's having issues because it shows James's camera is dead for me.
Oh yeah, it does.
Oh yeah, James is.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's James's camera.
Is working.
Maybe he's actually
My bad.
dead.
But now I get to see Gojo waving.
All right, everybody, roll initiative.
Sorry about that. I had to stand up from my chair for a second.
That's all right.
There we go. That's what I like to see.
I need lightning.
All right.
Oh
Let's,
gosh, not that many.
James, what is the health gain on your potion?
1d6 plus 5. Wait. I think it's 2d6 plus 5. I don't know. I do stuff, but I do so much stuff. It's hard to keep up with the stuff I do. 2d6 plus 5.
Ark, what'd you get for initiative?
And initiative. Oh yeah.
I added my
9.
name.
All
And
right. Ray, what'd you get?
That's like
5.
Thank you.
I'm going to drink that right before combat starts.
Okay.
Just to clarify to the DM.
Understood.
And since I know we're getting ready for combat too, I'm gonna whip out my sword and light it on fire.
Zavis, what is your dexterity score?
0.
Your score.
Oh, you're my score? Like 10?
Okay, then Sojobo will go before you. All right, everything else lines up. Okie dokie.
Let me reposition myself
Yep.
since I know.
Position
we're gonna start
yourselves however you choose.
fighting. Here we go.
I'm gonna stand right behind Zavis because the last time I left Zavis by himself, he died like 3 times.
I did work though. I just don't have any stuff.
Because you kept getting brought back up.
I'm guessing we can see the Nue from.
Yes,
everywhere.
that is a low wall, a slight rise and a low wall, but you can see this thing and it is big.
Size category is it?
Huge.
Dude.
The
Yeah.
new is?
Yeah, the Nue is.
Okay.
Let me
Can I
adjust
get an
the volumes real quick, because I can't hardly hear you again, Jeff, for whatever
Yeah,
reason.
you're back quiet bean.
Nuts.
How
Sounds
was
like
our
you're underwater.
brain?
It was weird. It was like it worked last week. What the hell?
I don't know.
You're just lucky, I guess.
Is your microphone down?
It should be in notes. It's in the same place it's always in. Kind of strange.
It's alright, I'll just make these adjustments. And then... Alright, cool. Should be able to hear all of you now. Testing, testing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, you all are at about the right level. Alright. So, top of the order, Yukio.
Alright, first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna cast Hold Monster on that new way.
Okay. What's the save DC?
16 Wisdom.
16 Wisdom. Ooh.
Let's see if it works. Come on, baby.
It rolled a natural 13, and it gets a +3, so it just succeeds.
Oh God!
No.
Damn it!
It was a worthwhile effort.
Man,
What a titty hoe.
that's so
What
frickin'...
a titty hoe.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Oh,
To have it not work by that much is just so much
Yeah.
worse than it
As
just
you-
like getting like a 24 or some shit. Ugh.
Yeah, as you guys arrayed yourself and Sojobo nodded toward you, you take the moment, quickly carving out some symbols in the air and speaking your incantation, and you see like symbols appear in multiple like concentric rings around the Nue, and they constrict for a moment, and you see the creature twist and then hear this like shrieking howl as it shakes hard, and you see it shatter off of it. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Yeah. I'm gonna Hexblade's Curse Sojobo or Sojobo.
Alright. Sojobo is Hexblade Cursed.
I'm so salty right now. Okay, and then I'm gonna move over here. Well, over here.
Let's fight Mojo Jojo.
Sojobo. Sojomobo. Alright. Now it is the Nue's turn. And this is fun for me, because this is an interesting homebrew stat block. Not one I came up with, but it worked perfectly. What's the range on that?
Our adventure.
I feel like last time I used Hold Monster, the same thing happened, where they like met the DC.
Yeah,
Maybe I should just get rid of that spell.
as this thing, as this entity begins running towards you guys, you see it leap over the low wall. Its large ape-like jaw stretching open. You see its long fang-like teeth stretch wide, and you see electricity gathering in its maw. And as it lands, it exhales this huge cloud of just crackling lightning. I need dexterity saving throws from Zavis, from Ark, and from May.
Look, that's me.
I have a
I
plus
didn't sign
zero.
up to fight right today, guys.
I have a +0 on Dex. Can we just go
You
ahead and
get
make
a
that a
+4.
10?
You get a +4 from me. Excuse me.
I got a 20 then. If it's +4, I get a dirty 20.
Oh, I'm 10 feet away too.
Yep, you get a +4. I rolled a 21.
Did anybody roll below 15? Figure it out!
I crit failed.
Okay, so May, you will take 27 points of lightning damage,
But hearts. Okay.
and the others will take half of that at 13 points. All right, and
Yeah, I'm back at my base health.
yeah, that'll be its turn there. Now it is Sojobo's. Her bury. Yukio, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
No.
Are you fucking kidding me? 8.
8. All right. So, same plane with you see Sojobo, and he turns and he speaks a language you don't quite understand, and moves his hands, and then suddenly you hear a voice beginning to fill his head, or fill your head. And He points towards Lee and says, "Fight him for me."
Fuck. Uh-oh.
Alright. And then that is...
Oh, here we go.
And he's going to move... I'll say here. Yep. Alright, he just kind of... His wings go out and he's just kind of floating above the ground, kind of hovering with his wings, keeping him somewhat aloft. Alright, and that will be his turn. Zavis, it is now your turn.
All right. Well, so I'm gonna do what. Okay, cat, shoe. Bye. I'm going to roll to take a swing at this bad boy. Well, actually, first thing I'm going to do is a bonus action. I'm going to recast Shield of Faith on myself, which gives me 2 more to my AC.
Okay.
Let me add that so I don't forget. I will forget. And yeah, I'm going to roll to attack this bad boy. What's 9? 17?
17 will hit.
Alright. Let's do sword first. So that is 4. That's 8 slashing with the sword. 4 radiant damage with my improved divine smite. And that is going to be 6 fire damage for my first attack.
Alright.
Bring my sword back around and try to plunge it into this monster
All
right
right.
in front of me. That's 17 plus 8. I imagine
That'll hit.
I straight up rolled a 17. Oh wow, 2 6s. Okay. 6, 7, 8, 10. That's 10 slashing with the sword. And then 6 radiant damage with my improved divine smite. And then 8 fire damage for my spell.
Very nice, very nice.
That will be my turn.
Alright, as you take 2 heavy strikes, flaming blade carving at this creature, you get a couple of solid blows off on it. Alright, Cirrus, it is now your turn.
Can I get a rough estimate of the weight of this creature?
The weight of this creature?
Yeah.
What about tree fitting?
Give me a second. I need to Google something.
Huh.
Oh, shit. No, wait, no.
Probably close to 1,800 pounds.
Well, never mind. Can I get an estimate of the weight of Sojobo?
Sojobo is probably, you'd guess, easily about 600. Maybe a little bit more.
Oh, alright.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, pretty big.
And him plus the armor, plus his weapon.
Right, that's true. Well, but I'm gonna move up.
Oh shit.
Actually, I'm gonna circle it.
Mandy, that reminder would have been good on my turn.
Yeah, I totally just remembered.
We're supposed to have advantage on whiz saving throws right now.
Reroll it then.
Heroes Beast.
I forgot until afterwards. I was like, wait a minute.
Much better. That's an 18.
That will succeed.
Okay.
So you hear that voice and you are able to deny it.
Haha!
Less salty, still salty though.
I was like, I did a thing, but I don't know what it
As you moved into his range, I will say he uses his reaction to brace, meaning that he gets to take an attack against you.
Oh, does he?
Yes, he does, because he has that ability.
Alright, well, is my sanctuary now gone because I took an attack against him?
No, this would be before that, so he has to actually make a wisdom save in order to be able to do that at all.
Okay, good. Wait.
He rolled a natural
Every
15.
day- No, that's an everyday. It's an everyday thing. I don't think it recovers on a short rest. We already
I haven't
today.
used it yet.
Oh,
I never implemented it.
well, it would have. The first time somebody.
So it
Does it just? I guess the rules question is: does it last until you take an aggressive action and then it's gone for the day?
Yes.
Okay, then yeah. If you fought in the last one in that same fight that happened
Right.
last session, so
Okay, that makes sense.
it would be gone. All right, so then I'm going to roll the attack because he can see you and you moved into his range. Fucking too many tabs. I will figure out a good format for this one day. Slashing at you with his blade. A natural 15, so 25.
Yeah, that hits.
All right, then you will take 11 points of slashing damage.
Alrighty, it's not as bad as I thought. That'll be it for my turn.
All right, so you went up to attack him.
Yeah, and I missed both times.
You missed both times. Okay, darn it.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
All right. So then, at the end of your turn, he's going to use one of his legendary actions. Jeff's absolute favorite.
Huh.
How fucking dare.
I love saying legendary actions, and then Jeff just goes, ugh.
Please.
How fucking dare.
Not allowed.
And then he's going to
I did it.
cast a spell, actually. He's going to cast haste on himself.
What a jerk.
As his form begins, his muscle, like all the veins in his body pop as he seems as if
He's
super
Saiyan, guys.
super boosted.
I want to go Super Saiyan.
Yep.
It's not fair.
Supersonic.
No.
Sure.
Oh, God, no.
Alright, so that was his legendary action. It is now May's turn.
Oh shoot, Fred's attacking us. Okay.
Oh yeah, I have a turn.
I don't know if this will work, but maybe it'll help us. I'm going to attempt to cast Banishment on the big lion monster thing.
Okay. Charisma save?
Charisma 17.
Charisma 17. It fails.
Hey!
If this is in its own plane,
It's gone.
It disappears from view as you step forward, and it seems like the Kodama suddenly appear covering it, and then they just wave to you, and then shh, it's gone.
Adorable.
All right, let's go after the big rippling guy.
All right, is that going to be your turn?
I will use a bonus action.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, it's not a cantrip. So just kidding. I know how to play the game. That is my turn.
All right. At the end of your turn, he's going to take a second legendary action to immediately dash over your direction, seeing that you were the one who cast the spell. Cirrus, you will get your opportunity attack.
I will
There I
take
go,
the-
dying again.
Okay.
What'd you get?
I don't know yet.
There she goes, dying again.
To my grave.
Is it 22 hit?
A 22? It might hit, actually. Let me double check here.
Okay.
Sorry, I've got tons of tabs open. 22 would hit, yes.
Okay, nice. Do I need to declare that I'd like to do a flurry of blows now, or can I do that after I...
You cannot flurry because this is just a reaction.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
You could
well
stunning
then,
strike if you wanted.
I'm-
You can do
I
that
was gonna
anytime.
say that too.
I'm gonna stunning strike this guy as well. Should I roll damage first, or stunning strike first?
Just go ahead and roll the damage. I'm the one who has to roll against your stunning strike.
Oh, gotcha. Alright, so 13 damage there.
13 damage. Okay.
Yeah.
So he takes 13 damage, but he does succeed on the save, and he manages to maintain the control of his haste. So
Good.
he takes 13 damage, which is good. And May, seeing as he sees you cast this spell, and he immediately dashes your direction to take a strike at you. Oh wow, does a 14 hit you?
No.
No? Alright, so he ends up right next to you. Actually, he would have been not right next to you, he would have been here, because he can hit you from that far away. So he flies forward, and the Naginata comes screaming through the air, and you just see it turn, throw your shield in front of yourself, and it hits, and your arm goes numb from the impact. But you are okay.
Bitchin'.
Alright. Is that the end of your turn? Yes, it was. Ark, your turn. Sorry.
How... May, you got whopped pretty good, right?
Yeah, I would say in a hypothetical sense that I'm at like a 50 out of 70.
On a scale from 1 to 70, I'm a 50.
Hypothetical makes no sense, but it's what I said.
Ark is... How deep is yonder water?
Make a perception check.
I swear if I fail this with a natural 24 passive.
If your passive is 24, you would have noticed that it's about 5 feet deep.
Okay, I feel like a piece of shit because apparently my passive perception's 22.
Whatever, you would have noticed that it's about 5 feet deep. You can measure distances.
Okay, I'm going to move right here.
Okay.
Between him and May.
Okay.
And I'm going to... I don't know, can I spell? What do I got going on here? Ain't got very many... I'm gonna heat metal on this bitch's sword.
Classic.
I'm gonna make his sword spicy.
Alright. He cannot counterspell it because he used his reaction. So he takes, what, 2d8 damage?
Yeah.
And then needs to make a dexterity saving throw or constitution saving throw?
Constitution.
Well, he succeeds on his con save. Go ahead and roll damage.
8 damage. But
Alright.
he's gonna take that 8 damage at the beginning of his next turn anyways.
So he takes it now and at the beginning of his next turn?
Well, let me double check that. I know if he doesn't drop it, he continues taking the
Yeah,
damage.
so he takes the 8 now, and then he will take...
If a creature takes damage from it,
Alright.
if he doesn't drop the object, he has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the start of his next turn.
Okay.
So, no, he doesn't have to re-roll it, but until his next turn, he has disadvantage.
Okay. Alright, is that your turn then?
I guess that counts as casting a spell. So
It is.
Yeah.
It is indeed casting a spell.
Go ahead.
Alright, at the end of your turn, he's going to use his last legendary action to move this way, not leaving your range at all, and then he's going to go ahead and take a swipe at you at disadvantage. Well, thankfully, the 18 got negated by the natural 1. Alright. Lee, it is now your turn.
Punch him.
Stab him.
Oh
Gee.
my.
Punch, it's all in the mind.
Apparently my allies are deciding what I do.
Punch him.
I think I will punch him and stab him.
Bite him.
Yes.
Something has compelled me to do so.
Twist
I can't quite believe
it.
it.
Always listen to my advice. It's the best advice. Literally, Kurt just went in the background went, no.
Smart lad.
You're full of good advice. What is he talking about?
Full of something.
Alright, do I get sneak attack or advantage here?
Yeah.
Okay. I will draw Sabamaru and make some swings.
All right, do it.
Okay. 17.
17 will not hit.
Oh wait, I don't know why. Oh, it's the ability checks that give you the automatic advantage screen, so I actually have to roll this twice. Okay, I missed anyway.
All right, yeah. First attack misses. Second attack will hit.
Excellent. Sabamaru. Sneak attack, 21 damage.
Okay.
That's nice. Sneak attack got maxed. And then I haven't set up all my macros, so I'll have to manually roll my
Gross.
flurry of blows, which I will claim now.
All right.
Hitting Sojobo with them Sojobo blows.
Alright. I think everything missed except maybe the last one.
The last one does just hit.
Okay.
And we'll add a little extra punch to that. Add a d10 to your damage roll. Violent attraction.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh, looking sassy.
Oh, I rolled a 9 on it too.
Gotcha. So 7 plus 9, so you had 16 damage from that, and 21 for a total of 37 points of additional damage.
Yes, sir.
All right.
And then I only used 15 feet of movement. I know his reaction is down, so I will move back out of range.
Okay.
Oh, you don't want to trap him there?
He uses a legendary action to get a legendary action back.
No, but he can use legendary actions to get superiority dice back.
Stop that.
No. Forbidden.
All right, Ray, it is now your turn.
Alright, first things first.
I'm the realist.
Right by me! Right by me! So, yeah, I'm going to Misty Step the
Okay.
fuck out of there. Is that square occupiable, or do I need to be here?
You could be there.
In
The one to the left. Yeah.
Or the one to my left. So, yeah,
Yeah.
there, okay. I think that's the right one.
Yep.
Alright, then subsequently, since stupid. Alright. Oh, making me move everywhere, do things.
Life as a caster. So hard.
Yeah, it really is. Toll the Dead. Give me a wisdom savings throw. DC 16.
DC 16. He succeeds.
Okay, nothing doing.
Alrighty.
We're done.
Oh, wait, 1 second. Doesn't he have disadvantage on saves?
Why?
Heat metal.
On wisdom saves? No.
Oh, no, sorry, he has disability on all, or disadvantage.
Disability.
He has disability. Disadvantage on all ability checks, not saving throws. Sorry.
Yep. All right.
I just wish I could get free government money.
Give me my money!
Hands hot, can't think.
Too hot! All right. Yukio, go
You
ahead.
know what I'm doing?
As you make your way over, not skis in your hands, or having already been in your hand.
Yeah, I definitely would have pulled it out prior to combat.
Me too, but I got trouble
plenty of
for it.
warning. Where am I? There I am. Okay. Just like losing my train of thought on where I needed to go to actually make my attacks. Oh, thank you, advantage, because that was a 3. That's still only a 16.
16 does not hit.
Damn it. 22.
22 will hit.
Or 27. And then I'll make a bonus action attack too.
Alright.
Or 19.
19. Will not hit.
Damn, serious?
Yep.
Alright, well. At least I rolled max damage. So 16.
Oh, nice. Alright.
Plus 4, 20.
Plus 4. Okay.
Hexblade's curse.
Alright. Very nice as you fly in, getting your strike off. Okay.
Take a page from Lee's book and back up a bit.
Okay. As it comes around to the Nue's turn, it fails its save. So it is still stuck in the ether. And now it is Sojobo's turn. You see him, his weapon, of course, superheated as the whole of its Haften blade or Haften head are beginning to heat greatly. He looks at this, his hand searing, and he just gives you a venomous look. It's a he has to make a save again at the start of his turn or at the end.
No, I misread that. He's good. He got the burns, but he's good now.
Okay.
He's Gucci.
Okay. Oh, and it's on a bonus action on each of your turns that he can.
No, it apparently. I thought it used to keep holding, but apparently it doesn't anymore.
Nope. All right. Gotcha. So he's good to go then. All right.
Yeah. As a bonus action, I can cause on my turn as a bonus action. Yep. I can hold it. I can keep it going.
You see his wings flap, and he moves up and over you, Ark, putting himself right here. And then you see as he kind of gets down to your level, he begins to spin and turn the Naginata above his head, and you see it begin to gather clouds around it. Storm clouds, as they seem, as they're crackling with lightning as he brings it around, and you see he brings it low, and the head erupts in a cacophonous, like, storm of thunder. Yes.
Is this a spell?
It is not.
Okay.
It is not a spell, it is an ability. I need you all to actually... No.
Is it a magical effect?
No, because he's about to make an attack against each of you. So, Ray. That was a natural 18. I'm not going to worry about it. Zophis. Natural 19. With a plus 10 to each of these. May.
Okay, that hit.
May, a total of 24.
Oh yeah.
And Arc.
Not one.
A natural 20. All right.
I'd like to use Sentinel Death Door.
Okay.
Still hits, but it's no
Yes.
longer after crit hit.
All right. So you guys are going to take... Well, first we'll start with the weapon damage.
Oh boy.
I'm just going to roll this all together. 8, so 13 points of slashing damage to each of you.
13.
38 points of thunder damage.
Ow.
And 4 points of lightning damage.
So 38 thunder, 4 lightning.
Yes.
So 42.
Yep, 42 damage outside of the weapon attack as well, and I need each of you to make a strength saving throw for me.
What if I'm down?
I can't do that because I'm down.
Your guys' 2 healers just went down.
That's not good.
Nope. Alright, if you're down, and you slide 10 feet. So you would be there, you would be... Yeah, so sorry. There, and then 5, 10, so you'd be there. Zavis, what did you get for your strength save?
23.
23, you're fine. Ray?
13.
13, you also slide 5, 10. Alright, May, if you are unconscious, your spell drops.
Blood back.
Yes.
Can't concentrate on banishment if I'm deceased.
Alright. And that is his turn. Zavis. As he's just taken his blade and just brings it around, and you hear this thunderclap as he strikes with this thunderstorm on the end of his naginata, hitting each one of you, and you see May and Ark just go ragdolling.
Yay!
You just hit me with God's nut.
Basically. You got thunderclapped.
And the thingy is back now, too.
Yep.
Hey, alright, well, I'm kind of in a spot where I can't help you guys right now, so my turn, right?
Yeah.
Alright, well... because I can hit both of them, I'm going to use my breath weapon. It's a 15-foot cone.
Okay.
On these guys directly in front of me. They need to make a dexterity saving throw. 14.
They both fail, amazingly.
Oh. Wow.
Natural 2 and a natural 8.
D6. So that is 4 and a 4, 8, 5, and 3. So 4, that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 damage to both of them.
Alright. Very nice. As you take a deep breath seeing this and just exhale fire in their directions. They both, bringing the Sojobo brings his blade up and spins it, but you can see he's getting burned by it. The Nue begins howling in a horrible, almost human-like scream.
And then... This isn't... Oh, this actually isn't constant. So, do I want to do that? It might help. What is it? No, I'll select. I said. Okay, that'll be my turn.
All right. At the end of your turn, Sojobo is going to use one of his legendary actions as he's returned, is going to move around to the other side of you, getting himself advantage. Does a 20 total hit you?
No.
All right, his glaive swinging at you, failing to hit. Cirrus, it is now your turn.
Alrighty.
Yes, Ray?
Quick point of order before we get too deep in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, never mind.
Okay.
We're good.
Is this going to be flanking on him?
No, flanking would be over right here in this guy.
Okay, yeah, I can make it exactly here, but I do have to go past him.
Okay.
And also. So I will end up here, but I do have to walk past them in their...
Alright, it will take an opportunity attack against you with its stinger.
Can we just stand in that water then?
Can you?
Like, it was pretty deep. Right?
It's 5 feet deep. He can, I mean, Cirrus, she is a level 10 monk. I imagine she just runs across water.
I'm walking across it, yeah.
I mean, I have an item that lets me do that, so...
Yeah. I mean, if you want to stand on the water, you're welcome to.
Well, no, that's not really what I was saying, but it's fine.
Okay. Sorry for the new A. It took a tail strike. 15 hit you?
15 does not hit me.
Alright.
And in response, I'm going to spend my...
Superiority die?
Yes, sir. The old superiority die. And I'm going to take an attack against it.
Alright. So as a reaction, whack.
The way he tried to sting
So
me.
it is a 12 hit it, I say.
12 does not.
Oh, fuck. Okay, well, I didn't figure it.
You try and strike at the tail as it lances out at you, but you both kind of miss each other and you continue around.
Alright, now do I provoke Sojobo for attacking me?
Nope.
Oh, okay, good. Oh, goody. Alright, now I'm going to swing on him.
Okay.
Oh, come on. Can I roll? Thing. Okay. Is it 21 hit?
21 does hit.
Yeah, I got a 21. Does that
Yes, 21 does hit.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to apply a stunning strike to that also.
Okay.
The man.
Constitution save. He would fail, but he's going to choose to succeed instead, using one of his legendary resistances.
Okay, I gotta
Question.
burn those legendaries out.
Yes, Ray?
He's hasted, correct?
Yes.
Is he making concentration checks?
Yeah, I've been making them as I've been going along.
Cool.
Okay, as far as damage goes for that first one, it's just 8.
Right.
And then I'm gonna swing again.
Okay.
Alright, there we go. 25.
25 will hit.
And I'm gonna burn another key point, and I'm gonna try to send him again.
He would fail, but he instead chooses to succeed with his other legendary resistance.
Did he? Alright, let's go to damage for that. Oh, that's max damage on that swing, so 14.
Damn, nice.
Yeah. I'm gonna burn another key point and flurry on him.
Alright.
I'm gonna get this stuff, this man.
So burning a key point to flurry, and then I imagine
Yes.
if you hit, burning more key.
Yes. Alright, well I hit, I assume, a 25.
Yep.
Alright, so I'm gonna burn a key point.
Natural 1. He is
Does he have any more to...
stunned. No, he doesn't have any more of them.
Nice.
Alright. Alright, boys, we got him.
Alright, he manages to still hold his concentration. Wildly enough, but he's got the Tweety birds.
Okay, well 12 damage for that first unarmed strike.
Alright.
Oh,
And the next one you take is at advantage.
well, I forgot that I also have him flanking.
Yeah, alright.
And I forgot to...
We haven't missed yet, so...
I thought we did. You don't have flanking in that space.
No, yeah, you'd have to be 5 feet to your left to have flanking, yeah.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Like directly...
Sorry, they have to be perfectly across.
Gotcha. Okay, so do I need to roll to hit him if he's...
Yeah, you would have advantage on the attack roll. He's stunned. He's still kind of able to defend himself, but he's reeling from the blow.
Sure. Okay, here's the second roll. It was on the 20 and I went to 2. Okay, well none of those hit, but
So
the good
much.
news is he is stunned. Yeah, right. It was like right there.
All right.
Okay. That's my turn.
Yep.
The most...
You did make the most out of it. May, make a death saving throw for me.
No.
No, I don't think I will.
I refuse.
I
She doesn't need
never
to.
had the parapat of wound closure. Parapat?
Periapt?
Parapat. Wow, that word's stupid. I stabilize at the start of my turn when I'm dying.
Okay, so you are stabilized. You are still unconscious.
Okay. Oh. Oh.
You are stable and at 0 hit points. You do not have to make death saving throws, but it does not pop you back up to 1 hit point. So you are unconscious.
Damn it. I was thinking it brought me back to... never mind. Okay. Well, then I'm chilling here.
Yep.
Just chilling.
Ark, make a death saving throw for me.
Can I also say no?
You can. It won't do you any good, but you're welcome to.
Alright. Oh shit. How do I make... Okay, I don't know how to make it work, so what I'm gonna do is go ahead and roll a real die, because I don't know how to make D&D roll this one for me. 19.
19. You've succeeded once. That's your turn.
Yay.
Lee, it is now your turn.
Okay. Do the shadows on this map count towards my shadow blade and
No. This area is well lit enough that it is not considered dim light.
Okay. And I will just run up and start smacking wasabi.
Alright.
Smack, smack,
Schmack, schmack, schmack.
smack that. Andre the floor, smack that. I don't know how the rest of the song goes. something.
Oh, I was thinking of stop, smack, eating, smack, all, smack, the, smack, potatoes, smack, smack, smack. Of a witch trying to cook me in her cauldron.
Okay, I got a 27 and a 24.
Both hit.
Excellent.
As Sojobo is reeling.
I'm gonna kill him, right?
I'm gonna spend a key point for flurry of blows.
We can choose not to kill him if we reduce him to 0 health. So.
Not with one of my spells, I can't.
Then don't use that spell.
But it does so much damage.
It do mulch.
Fuck it. Fuck him. Fuck
And
that.
then two
Kill him, my
26s.
child.
2 26s.
Mm-hmm.
Those will both hit.
There is always the new A.
Yeah, but he seems to like that thing.
Yeah, no, you're right. I would feel bad.
It's either, in my mind, it's either kill him or not.
So 54 total points of damage. For a nice flurry.
Nice, yeah.
Alright, yeah, that's pretty solid.
Real nice flurry.
He's still Tweety Birds.
Yay,
You saw ferocious monkey.
Yes, I did. You got several good blows off on him, and I gotta see if he loses his concentration. He does finally lose concentration on haste with a natural 1.
Fuck.
So he is no longer speedy.
And then I don't have a great retreat path, but I will move back.
I think she needs a walk.
Ugh. I don't like my retreat options, but here.
Yep. Alright. Ray, it is now your turn.
Disintegrate does 6 or 10d6 plus 40 fucking damage, but I guess
Do it.
I mean,
I think he auto fails dex saves when he's dazed, but
well, let's find out. Hold on. Let me Google that bad boy.
Yep, automatically fails strength and dexterity saving throws.
oh god, this is so tempting.
Do it.
I mean, I don't mean to be rude, but I have Revivify if he dies.
No, it has to be true resurrection or wish.
Yeah, disintegrate's a little bit meaner than that.
Oh yeah,
No, he gone.
I don't think you should do it, but I'm not playing your character, so.
Yeah, no, I won't.
And Ray said,
Howard.
the question is, would Ray have done it? Because Ray is kind of a shithead.
That much of a shithead.
Listen, she's just a little murderous. It's fine. Every children go through that phase.
You should probably quit referring to your fiance as a child and children.
I think it's a child.
Alright, so I'll manage to get both of them with, instead of the death beam, that will be a higher level gravity sinkhole,
Oh no.
This is unfortunately a... No, I measured it out. It only gets them and nobody else.
Yeah, but now I can't reach him. That's okay.
That's going to be 5d10 force damage, and they're pooled. I'm casting it here.
Alright, and
Constitution saves for the both of them.
Alright.
Okay. I thought it was attack.
What's your DC?
16.
They both fail.
Okay, so they both get pulled in, and then we're rolling out the gravity sinkhole damage. 60-10. So they both take 28 damage.
28?
A little bit below average.
Alright. And where was the point? Ping it one more time. Alright, there. So they are yanked this direction. You hear a sickening squelch sound as the Nue's form is crushed. And it lies dead. Sojobo isn't looking good, but he's not dead. Is that your turn then?
Yep.
Alright, Yukio.
Are you choosing to kill it, or?
I mean, different DMs have played AoEs differently.
I don't know that you can choose not to kill somebody with a spell that specifically crushes everything.
Yeah, seems kinda...
I assume for like a melee attack or like a winging shot with a bow, you can kind of place it, but it's... Magic is a little bit different. At least how I perceive it.
No, you can still revivify that thing.
Well, unfortunately, since he got moved, I'm gonna have to use my bonus action to teleport to him.
Okay.
Fuck it, I'll go over here so we can get flanking in the future. And then I will use 2 attacks.
Alright.
And he's still stunned, right?
Yep, you have advantage.
Thank God. 27... and at least a 22. Bro, that die didn't even roll. Whatever. 22.
Both will hit.
That was really silly. It literally like hit the edge of my screen and then slid with the 10 face up all the way to the corner and stopped. Just like, oh, okay.
Weird physics.
Scoot.
So thanks, D&D Beyond, for like rolling in mankiest. Oh, that's the wrong button. My bad. Damage is... Come on, why do you do this to me? Always with 2s. 12 plus 18, so 30.
So 12 plus 18, so 30 total.
Yep, 30 total.
Okay.
And he's not quite down, right?
No, actually.
Yeah.
Your first strike, as you bring it across, cutting across Sojobo's back, you feel it dig deep, and you see his arm, using his weapon, go limp. And you see the opportunity. My question is, are you keeping him alive, or are you killing him?
I'm keeping him alive. Instead of taking the second strike, I will stop my blade before I make contact with him.
All right. You cut away as his arm goes limp, and the glaive drops out of his hand as he's kind of like in a barely recovered state, as he's kind of like rolled forward onto his knees, his body still not listening to his commands. You do that, and then you just bring your blade hard in, and you step to one side, and you move sideways, and it is right underneath the edge of his neck and chin, and you just have him held with the edge of it just barely bit in, pressed up, ready to open an artery and end it.
After just a moment of making his position clear, I'll go ahead and remove my sword from his throat.
All right.
But, we've definitely won at this point.
Sorry, I'm getting my music back in order. Pardon?
While we have a little bit of downtime, first thing Ray does as soon as Yukio drops the sword is dash over to Zavis, grab him by the arm, and shove his hand onto May's face.
What I'll actually do is I'll hold it at his throat and then just dismiss Natsuki.
Okay. As you take your blade pressed up against his throat, and that kind of like that ready to like I could step back and take your head off your shoulders, and then you just kind of let it disappear into black, like dark purple smoke as it just unravels. Zavis.
He's going to begrudgingly, fine. He'll heal May for 15, and then he'll shuffle over to Ark and heal him for the same, just mumbling like, I wouldn't do the final blow.
May and Ark, you both are brought back to fairly full hit points.
While you were walking over,
like a bunch of things last fight.
Yeah, I know he did, but it doesn't matter. He wanted to kill that guy. It was lucky it was you and not him. I don't know if I would have done non-lethal. Let's be real.
Yeah.
While Zavis was walking over, the architect Lee was on top of him, like just putting pressure on a wound,
keeping him from bleeding out.
It's a nice magically closing wound as that radiant energy flows through you. I'll just have to just cup his face, like wake up.
Wake up.
Awakening breath. She's gonna cast. She's gonna look over at what's happening over there and go, oh no, my sweet friends! And it's like immediately cast Master Wounds.
Okay.
Everyone's hurt.
Are you also targeting the Nue?
I don't.
1 second.
Does
the
Nue-
beastie?
Yeah, can it? Is it dead, or did it get?
I mean, it's dying.
There we go. That's different. Gotcha. Cool.
I'll go help the booby monster.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's see, 3D. Oh, wait, I'm using it 5th level. My last 5th level spell slot.
Okay.
I really want to offer Sojobo help up, but my character's 5'4" and he's large size category.
Yeah.
So me reaching out a hand to him would be so meaningless.
Yeah.
So 25 HP for all of y'all.
Yeah.
could do it.
And technically, the Nue gets maximum.
Is Yukio like?
Yukio, you have your hand.
Lion beast thing.
Well, no, I was just thinking, Yukio would like to offer him a hand standing up, but there's not much I could do for him because I'm literally half his height.
Yeah, he's
Ray
yeah.
gonna think of it on her own.
I'll go over. I'm 6 foot.
You have done shuffled over and are doing the other healing, so you are occupied at the moment. Yukio, as you let the smoke, let the sword disappear into smoke, you just kind of step back and you stand. You posture still clearly ready in case something happens. But you just look at him, and he finally is able to. And
I'll actually say, I'd offer to help you up, but I'm just kind of gesture it myself.
You see him lean forward, and his hand instinctively goes over towards his naginata, and then you see him actually hesitate and stop himself from picking it up, and then instead just puts his hand on the ground and pushes himself up and stands up to his full height. Seems I've grown old. And he pulls out a small dagger and then begins cutting at the binds that hold his armor onto him as he slices off the ropes that hold it tied on. Cuts them, and the cuirass of it kind of coming loose as he cuts down the side of it, and it opens up, and he pulls it off. It is a chest plate with pauldrons and a tasset that hang around, but that is the bulk of this red dragon scaled armor. As he kind of shakes it off of his body and looks at it, and then kind of just throws it on the ground ahead of him as it kind of rolls and lays there. Right about here.
Ray is going to chime in. Zamas, quick! Before it does the thing that the others did.
Zamas will look very, very sad, staring
Zamas
long
doesn't
at
have the spear, though.
I thought I still had the spear.
Zavis picked it back up.
Oh, did you? I thought it got
No, he
taken.
didn't take it yet.
It was the younger brother of the one you did not get the name of that took it, and then you guys promptly slayed.
I thought he had it still.
Nope.
Nope.
He simply said he could not let it leave his possession. So
Fair enough.
he was
looking at it
I heard
like,
that. I
maybe
assumed he had
wait
like
to
stolen
break
it from us
this
already.
off.
But yeah. Be good.
But I will kind of stare at the armor a little bit, just like, I wish I could have that and stab the armor with the spear.
Yeah, you begrudgingly and hesitantly stick the spear in, and as it slides through, the armor, all of the scales around their edges begin to glow with a white-yellow light. And much as the two previous pieces of Orochi before, it begins to just kind of flake away in these little, like, just fragments of golden light as it dissipates.
Do a fancy spin move on the spear and then put it back on my back.
I think it's technically too late, but I was seeing if I had the spell. Could I have cast Detect Magic while that was happening?
What is the casting time on Detect Magic?
Oh, never mind. I'm a fool. Oh, wait. No, it's one action.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of me. If I sense magic in this way, I can use my action to learn of the school of magic, if any.
Okay, and you were casting Detect Magic on the spear?
On the spear.
Okay. It is a complex weave of magic, and you gather that it takes elements from most schools. There is some conjuration, some divination, some abjuration, a complex weave. Those are the three prominent ones, and then you just, as you are looking at it, it's almost like looking into the sun. It is a very, very, and it only is for the duration of the absorption or destruction, whichever you think it is, of the armor. It just seems to glow white hot to you, and then afterwards that glow tends to fade to just kind of a warm yellow light, warm golden light that seems to pulse off of it or fluctuate ever so lightly. The spear does look to be in better condition. Almost all of the cracks are completely gone at this point. Sojobo, looking around at the lot of you, says, "You are mighty indeed. And I will honor my word. I have nothing left to offer you."
We better get back to Hachi.
Yes, Savis?
She's just gonna take his vodka bottle out and just...
Click, 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 click.
I need a nap.
Part of the major character calculation that went into Disintegration Ray or not is him as a possible source of information.
Yeah.
Ray's shit at reading the room, so she'll just go in and be like, "Well, now that we've proven ourselves, maybe you would be, maybe we could learn a little bit more from you. You knew Ieyasu after all, and he's the only one that has come close to doing what we're attempting."
Indeed he was.
Would you be willing to speak with us a bit more about the man?
If you have questions, ask them.
Your brother mentioned he was no friend of the gods or the divine. But his purposes served a divine will, I'm assuming, given the title of the journey his successors undertook.
When he prayed for the safety and salvation of his people, the gods did not answer him. They were too weak or too scared to assist him in standing against the great demon dragon. And so he took it upon himself. He bore the brunt of that weight. He engraved into his body powers that no one could survive for long. Made himself a vessel for the vengeance and the liberation of mortals.
How did that happen?
If my insight into you is correct, I would warn you against such things, as it does destroy you utterly in a very short amount of time.
Just stare.
He took upon himself great magic, costly magic. The fact that he could move was a wonder, much less fight the way he did. I do not think there will ever be another like him. And I can say that is probably for the best.
So, do you think what he did was the right thing?
Yes. 2,000 years of peace, as much as I hate that. Your people have flourished, and from his perspective, that was right. That was what he wanted. And again, I say I was not his equal. So I do not presume to hold my opinion over his.
If you had to guess, if the gods were meddling, to what end would they be meddling?
If the gods are meddling, it is to protect their own sanctified hides. Because if the demon dragon awakens again, his wrath will be beyond anything imaginable. Imagine already being a pissed-off demon and then being chopped into 8 bits and held under lock and key for two millennia. Were it me, I would scour the earth, and then I'd go for the heavens.
I'm almost looking forward to that fight.
Hopefully we don't have to.
He just shrugs.
I hope that whatever... Yes, Architect?
Architect's going to pop out one of his potions and take a sippy sip. And then he's going to, slowly approach over as he's drinking it and say, well, luckily there's a fool in the way of him doing this.
A fool indeed. All of you.
Yeah, well.
But Ieyasu was also a fool. It's probably what worked for him in the end. You have destroyed the scales of Orochi. You have further paths to tread. And I have much to contemplate and prepare for. I must reawaken my kin. If you'll forgive me, I ask you excuse yourselves.
Down the mountain.
Yukio will do a little bow.
He returns the bow in equal measure.
Sir?
Yes.
I'm very happy for my party to make its way back down the mountain, but would you like any additional healing before we go?
No. Your, divine essence does not work on me.
Oh.
I am a spirit of war. I endure my wounds.
Okay. I respect that.
And he bows to you ever so slightly. Yes, Savas?
You're a respectable individual. He's gonna hold out his jug of vodka.
I heal that one all the time, though, so...
Sojobo cocks his head slightly, reaches out with one taloned hand and grabs it, his hand dwarfing yours, and then just look, drains the rest of the bottle.
Ah, truly a good man. Thomas looks very happy and puts the jug away.
Right.
As we're leaving, Yukio will call back.
Sign
I hope to
respect.
see you again someday, Sojobo.
Fucking dumb.
He doesn't say anything, but he simply bows. And then as he turns his back to you, you guys hear a strange humming, as if to some simple military march type song. It has something of an up, like an up, what's the term I'm looking for?
Upbeat.
An upbeat, yes, an upbeat sound to it. Very at odds with this extremely dour individual. All right.
Big, red, angry man humming an upbeat, jaunty tune.
Feeling like style.
Yes, Architect.
As everyone's leaving, Architect's gonna lag behind, and he's going to take out one of his health potions, pop the cork off of it, and magically entune it. Let's see. I believe I can do that with any item, essentially. Just kind of like, yo, what's good? You're magic now. Yeah, a tiny non-magical item. And, I'm going to make a... Oh, wait, I can't make it make a verbal sound? Oh, wait, yeah, I can. I can record a message. I'm going to make it say, until next time, friend, and then recork it and sit it in front of the big tiger boy.
All right. As you set it down, he begins to bat at it playfully.
And then I'm going to hit him with the deuces and head out.
All right. As you guys make your way back down the mountain, again, the trip is quicker than you would think, considering you were nearly at the peak. You travel through the mist, make your way down that open space where you see the drop-off far below you. The scattering of black feathers all around your battlefield that you had only been maybe an hour or so prior. As you make your way back down the mountain, you find yourselves again at the graveyard. The cemetery of sort. Graveyard would be the correct one. And as you do, you see Hachi has currently been lounging. He seems to be napping, kind of laying on his back next to the cart. Yes, Savas.
Hachi, I'm starving!
As he... Oh, you all look like hell. Oh, no. What? Okay, you're all there.
I don't think Yukio actually got hit in the second or third encounter at all.
Well, I did.
I did.
I know you did, and I know Ray and Ark did, or May and Ark did.
May and Ray and Ark.
In the second one, yeah.
The rule is if you get hit by Kyler's shit, you get fucking hit.
I like to roll lots of dice sometimes.
I'm glad I have a lot of health and a high armor class.
Yeah, you guys are a very buff party of 7. I'm going to be hitting you very hard.
I have not a lot of health and kind of a low armor class, so I am very scared.
Yep.
It's gonna be hard to hit. You gotta be...
I have a 14
I am as hard to hit
AC.
as I possibly can be, okay?
Hachi goes, so, were you successful? I take it?
In a way.
Yeah,
Yes. In a
we're
way.
alive.
We're a little
Did it.
confused now, but we did what we meant to do.
I just want to eat.
All right, I'll get working on lunch. I guess I need to ask, where are we going next?
To bed.
Well, once we make it out of the mountain, I believe we were gonna proceed to Kuriwara next, correct?
Mm-hmm.
That was our plan?
I think wherever was east of us?
Yeah. Well, that's west. There is nothing east. There's ocean east.
Oh.
Kuriwara is west.
North and northeast of you, respectively, there is
Okotoro and Shima.
yeah, Okotoro province and Shima province, both of which are relatively close by. You would be.
We're gonna go to those before we head back.
If you were to go to Kuriwara, you would be kind of retreading the path that you went, which is certainly an option.
I thought that like we were gonna try and go through that paths in between, but
Up to you guys.
Yukio will actually say, "Well, I do actually have some business I need to attend to in Shima."
For absolutely any excuse whatsoever to avoid going home.
We can just go in a big reverse, what is it? Clock pattern.
Counterclockwise. Widdershins.
Yeah. I think that's what it's called.
Or whatever the Japanese... there has to be a Japanese equivalent of Widdershins.
Mm-hmm. So, I take it then we're going to go to Shima province?
Seems like the right choice.
I guess so.
Alright, from what I
Yukio
understand...
seems somewhat annoyed at how easily this happened. To anybody who cares to notice.
Yeah. Architect notices. So does May. And probably so does Ray.
I don't know shit.
So, to get to Shima, we can either tread the very long path through the woods, and then have to make our way into or through the River of Clouds, or we can take a shortcut and make it beeline for the coast, going a little out of our way, and then chartering a ship up, which is far and away the easier route.
Does anyone have contacts along the coast?
I'd really rather not get on a boat again.
I've never been on a boat, and I don't like the sound of it.
They're terrible.
Don't be such a baby.
I don't swim very well. Have you seen me? I'm too beefy.
I do imagine you would sink straight to the bottom. Probably through the boat.
I do.
I'd get you.
Just don't fall off the side.
So we don't want to do a boat then.
There's sea monsters.
Oh.
There's land monsters.
We'll keep
Land
to the
monsters aren't as
coast.
scary. I can smack a land monster. What am I supposed to do in the ocean? I just sink to the bottom and I die.
Yukio.
I don't need to hear it, Ray.
Yes,
You're literally
right.
12. Listen to your elders.
Should I
And
assume
you're
that
thick as a
this is-
rock.
you have to attend
I
to
am.
your private sneaky
Flexes.
ninja stuff?
You could say that. Yes.
Okay. I'm then if you're comfortable sharing later, I don't mind hearing about it, but if you want to keep it secret, I understand.
Well, I suppose we're gonna find out here shortly anyway.
Oh boy.
I am a member of, and I personally am forgetting this for some stupid reason,
Walkers.
Mistwalkers. I am a member of the Mistwalker clan of ninjas.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds prestigious.
Well, I'm not surprised you don't know what it is. We go out of our way to make ourselves
Inconspicuous.
Bring it working. Inconspicuous. Thank you, Kyler.
Mm-hmm.
DM words.
Oh.
I can lead us through the River of Clouds.
Oh.
If we need.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us. That seems really big. I must imagine we're almost at the point of all being friends then, if you trust us that much.
I do consider you my friends, yes.
Some of us are.
To those of you with a high enough passive perception, you notice Hachi has stopped in the middle of what he's cooking and is just looking over at Yukio. That explains so much.
I love Hachi. I will die for Hachi. He's like the only one I will die for.
Ark almost died for Hachi.
Good. Then you would have served a good
God
purpose.
damn it!
Does anyone seem to recognize the Mistwalkers other than Hachi?
Lee does.
Unsurprising.
I don't know shit, but I know
We're
everything.
foreigners.
I'm from relatively nearby, maybe.
Ray's a books person, so unless they get ingrained in some history somewhere,
You can make a history check.
I
They
guess.
crop up, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll do the history check. While that's happening, at the mention of friend, Ray's ears will twitch, and she'll, like, try to inconspicuously sidle up to Yukio, and you can hear a vague
Ray's first
purring.
friend.
I'll just pat you on the head gently.
Oh god. We are anime troping too hard right now. Alright.
Yes. It fuels me.
12.
It gives me
Probably.
power. 12, you probably don't remember anything particular. Architect?
Martial histories are
Architect, at the mention of friend, he's gonna kind of just chuckle, grab his hat back from Hachi that he had sat on him before, and go find like a secluded spot, like in the vicinity of our camp.
Yep.
Any kind of like nearby tree and sit up against it, and ruffle through my bags for a small diary that I have.
Okay.
And I'm gonna start like writing in it, but it's like a trance type of writing. Like I'm not even actually looking at what I'm doing. I'm just kind of jotting.
Are you like
You see Architect chuckle ominously, take the hat off of Hachi, and then wander off a little ways, and you see him kind of plop down over by a tree.
He acted like we're not his friends, but would someone that's not our friends make people amulets that heal them and potions that give us life? And I think he's our friend. He's acting real weird.
God, why can't I think of words all of a sudden? Where did they all go? Considering his demeanor with the enemies we encountered, I would assume he considers us friends.
I like most of you.
Oh no.
Shut up, Safin.
So the plan is Shima Province?
That seems to be the plan, yes.
Alright. Well, unless anybody has anything else that they want to handle, that is all the content that I have planned for tonight. It is a shorter session, of course. Is there any conversations anybody wants to have?
While everyone's talking about friends, Lee is just edgy in a corner.
I'm gonna slap Lee's back and be like, I like this one.
I'm edgy in the middle of the group, so.
Oh, I can't touch his tail, but Zavis can give him a hearty pat.
I'm sure he has a thing about his tail.
Alright. Well, if that's all that's said and done, you guys also all level up.
Yeah!
Oh shit!
I think I get like 4 more hit points.
I'm literally doing it immediately.
Yeah, me
Compared to
too.
the Eldritch Smited.
Eldritch Smote.
So
Hey!
I'm gonna say Eldritch Smoked, yeah.
Eldritch Smitten.
Ability score improvement.
I'm gonna get like a lot stronger because not only do I get a new invocation, I'm gonna replace one of my old ones with Eldritch Smite, but I get the one that lets me, I think, add my charisma mod to damage again.
Yep.
So
This is a big level for you.
this is a big level for me. A lot bigger than it should have been if I was building like a smart person, but.
Alright. Any questions, comments, concerns, my guys?
I have so
I
much
think you
AC.
are good.
Yeah, I think so.
Alright. Well, apologies for the shorter session tonight, y'all. I only had so much content planned, and with obviously several directions to go, I didn't want to try and put too much in any one thing and then have us end on kind of a boring note. So, thank you all for sticking with us. We really appreciate it. I have updated the YouTube finally, so we should have premieres of our last 2 episodes tomorrow and the day after. Alright, but thank you guys very much for hanging out with us.
Thank you.
Have a good one.